More Billy Mitchell news. Well, Billy Mitchell is going forward with numerous lawsuits. I'm going to talk about those details, and he's going to be suing Apollo Legend. I'm going to talk about that and Apollo's reaction to that. Let's get right into it. Before I get into the particulars on the legal battle, the legal cases, the lawsuits between Billy, Twin Galaxies, and everybody else in between, I want to make a statement. So I said that I was done with Billy Mitchell. I said that I am not going to cover Billy Mitchell anymore on my channel. This is not a reaction channel. This is a retro video game channel. And I love retro video games and covering retro video game related news and just games in general. And I said I'm done with the drama. And I know that people enjoy watching content on Billy Mitchell. Some of my highest viewed videos are about Billy Mitchell on the channel. So I understand. So the one reason that I'm coming back to this big topic, this huge issue, is because of the lawsuit between Billy Mitchell and Apollo Legend. I'm not talking about the possible lawsuit that Apollo is going to have on Billy, but Billy is going after Apollo for the videos that he created when Billy was banned from Twin Galaxies and all of his scores were removed. So I'm going to be talking about YouTube, content creators, defamation, and my rights, your rights, as a YouTuber. And is Billy justified in suing Apollo? So that's really the focus of this video. Yes, you will get some information and some other thoughts from me along the way, because I have been covering this from the very beginning. I've been covering this since Billy Mitchell got all of his scores removed. He's been banned from Twin Galaxies, all that. So I'll share those thoughts too. But really, the Apollo Legends thing, that pushed me over the edge. So we're going to get into that, and yeah, I got a lot to say. Before I get to Apollo Legend, a little backtracking on Billy's legal actions as of late. Billy has finally proceeded to take Twin Galaxies and Jace Hall to court. Hall was served in February, and this case was updated in March of 2020. There are others that Billy's going to take to court. I'm going to focus on Hall, Twin Galaxies, and Apollo Legend. There are two reasons why Billy is taking legal action. Number one, defamation. In other words, Billy was being called a cheater regardless of the findings in the investigation of the scores. And there was evidence. And there was a thorough investigation of Billy's scores and tapes. Twin Galaxies was very fair in this investigation. Billy's problem with Twin Galaxies was based on his feelings of the investigation, and that it was preordained that he cheated, or there was too much bias behind the ban and the removal of scores. Billy also takes issue that his 25 sworn affidavits of eyewitnesses were not taken into consideration with the investigation. Billy was upset that the investigation depended heavily on science evidence alone. Twin Galaxies countered the lawsuit with an anti-slap motion, not defamation, but the opinion of Twin Galaxies. Jace has gone on record about his indifference about Billy's scores and records. He wants to hold the integrity of the leaderboards first and foremost. The investigation was 1. Transparent, 2. Lengthy, and 3. Very expensive for Twin Galaxies. Twin Galaxies took their time to do a just and fair investigation of the scores and the tapes. Billy also had an opportunity to produce counter evidence when asked to do so. The activities of Twin Galaxies is also protected under the First Amendment rights of the U.S. Constitution. Now, this first hearing will be July 6th. I will cover that day. I will cover the results. Billy wants a trial by jury. Now, I don't think Billy has any chance at all at winning. I'm also going to do another video talking about possibilities in the court case and if Billy is justified in suing Jace, Twin Galaxies, or Apollo Legends. I think it'll be an interesting study. We'll look at some legal court cases from the past, some precedents, and see what has happened in previous court cases. And I'm going to see if I can dig up any information about Florida in previous court cases similar to this one. Now, I don't think there's ever been any court case quite like this. Will this court case make it to the Supreme Court? Absolutely not. I think that this is just going to be a circus stunt. I don't think that Billy has any grounds, any way of winning this case. I don't think it's going to make it past the first hearing. He doesn't have a shot. Here you're taking a look at some documents that have been submitted to the courts, and it's kind of interesting to see the prayer for relief and what Billy is actually suing Twin Galaxies over. So take a look for yourself. I'm going to leave a link down in the description below to my source so you guys can check it out yourself. It's actually pretty interesting if you're into law, if you studied law, or if you like court cases. Next, we're going to talk about Apollo Legend, and he's a YouTuber. He has actually covered Billy Mitchell since day one, kind of similar to myself, and he has been very aggressive in his approach with Billy Mitchell. Several videos, a lot of evidence, taking the evidence, breaking it down, and he has repeatedly called Billy a cheater. He has repeatedly called Billy out, but he has used evidence. He is not calling Billy a cheater just because he wants to. He's calling Billy a cheater because of the findings from the investigation and all of the evidence and proof against Billy Mitchell, and also Billy Mitchell denying that he's a cheater and also fighting this with all of his might. And we're going to get into those details next. I'm going to let Apollo speak for himself. There's two key points when watching these videos. Billy is suing Apollo for $1 million over defamation, and Apollo is going to countersue Billy using money he raised with his GoFundMe campaign. So let's check out these quick clips.
You really did it. Billy Mitchell filed a $1 million lawsuit against me. It's like he's not capable of accepting defeat even when he's obviously wrong. Billy set some Donkey Kong records like 10 years ago, and it turned out he cheated to get some of these scores. I made a video covering this case, and now 2 years later, he has filed a $1 million lawsuit against me for defamation. When I made this GoFundMe, I thought we could probably reach the goal by the end of the month. I had no idea we were going to break it in 6 hours. At the time of recording, we've now raised $20,000 in just over 2 days. Because we've gone over the goal so much, I want to explain how the excess money will be used. So $10,000 goes to the attorney. I'll be putting aside however much I owe in taxes. Because we offered a copy of Dwayne Richards' new documentary for anyone who donated $10 or more, that means this money is subject to income tax. Also, Dwayne is putting a ton of time and effort into making this documentary, and because it was a donation incentive for the fundraiser, I told him if there was any leftover money, I would pay him a fee. After all of that, I'll take any leftover money, and I'll give a random person $50 every day until it's gone. I'm not keeping any of this money for myself. I'm honored that you guys would trust me in this way, so I want to be 100% transparent about this process. I will post receipts of everything when this is all done. We'll leave the GoFundMe up a little bit longer in case you guys still want to see Dwayne's documentary. Donating $10 to this campaign is currently the only way to get a copy. Again, this documentary is in the works. Dwayne will be covering the entire Twin Galaxies saga from past to present. It'll include many interviews from those in the community. It's going to be at least 90 minutes long. definitely will be worth the watch. Rest assured, Billy Mitchell will be sued. We're compiling evidence as fast as possible to prepare the lawsuit. I plan to file this lawsuit with the same attorney who's defending me, but we're going to do more in-depth research first to make sure he's the right fit for the case. I really can't thank you guys enough for all that you've done. I really hope to make you all proud. Love you all. Stay safe.
Here are my issues with this whole Billy Mitchell drama, these cases, these lawsuits, as a YouTuber, as a content creator. Number 1, freedom of speech and First Amendment rights. This case could open up a floodgate of cases from Billy and others to file some more defamation cases. Billy technically could sue me, Retro Tony, for defamation because of my videos too. I have gone on record saying that Billy has cheated based off of the evidence and the findings from Twin Galaxies. Also, there are a lot of other YouTubers out there who are in the same boat as myself and Apollo Legend. Now, is this going to amount to anything? Is Billy going to go after me or smaller YouTubers? I really don't think so. I don't think we're in any danger at all. Billy is a public figure after all, and you have to expect this kind of thing, this kind of criticism, if you're in the limelight. I had the right to do so. I have the right to speak out against him. I am not fabricating anything. I am not saying anything that is false or making something up just to hurt his image, just to hurt who he is. So I am not defaming Billy Mitchell, nor is Apollo Legend, nor are any other YouTubers who are in the same mindset that we are with Billy being a cheater. I will discuss this in another video, and I'll talk about some legal terms, defamation, and if Billy has any chance at getting his case heard, or if he has any shot at winning his lawsuits. My second complaint, it's something that I've said in previous videos, it's something that I've said since day one. The evidence is stacked against Billy Mitchell. With all the proof from the investigation, it was a thorough investigation, it was a fair investigation. I think that this has some kind of stunt behind it, and I think Billy just wants to stay in the national limelight. Maybe this is a plot for King of Kong 2 or some other documentary. July 6th will be an interesting time, and to see what actually happens, this whole drama, and I am in suspense just waiting to see what will happen. So let me know what you guys think about this whole mess, this whole drama. How do you think it's going to go down? Honestly, I don't think Billy has any shot of winning any of his cases. There's very little evidence, there's very little proof of defamation, and there's not enough there. The sources, his defense package, I'm sorry. I do not agree with Billy. And I do not agree that Billy is going to win at all. Now, I just wish that this stuff would go away. This is going to drag out for a few more months, possibly a year or so, and we're going to go from there. I will keep you updated, and I've decided to cover this story, cover this Billy Mitchell drama between Twin Galaxies and now Apollo Legend until the end. That doesn't mean I'm going to update you guys every single week. That doesn't mean that I'm going to do a video every single week. It's only when I feel led to do it. Like this video. I wasn't going to cover it. I wasn't going to talk about Billy at all. This is not a reaction channel. I'm telling you guys, I'm trying to get away from that. I did that for a while. This channel is about finding retro video games, finding deals, how to find good deals, and then also let's talk about retro video games. Well guys, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Also, you can follow me on Facebook at RetroTony. Thanks for watching.